Actually say a few words and announce the winners. I want to ask Surya Kouri to come up from Bank of America, who again has been our lead sponsor and without whose generosity we would not have been able to run the MIINT program this year and expand it globally from 9 schools last year to 25 this year. So Surya.
Thank you, Brian. Again, like I said at the panel discussion before, it's a real privilege to be here, and want to thank you for all your hard work, and congratulations on being selected and coming here and participating in the program. Like I said before, I've had one-on-one discussions with many of you, and I know if that's a sampling, that you're really intense about this issue area and asking great questions. What I will say about Bank of America, and you heard a bunch of those statements that I made during the panel discussion, but impact investing for our whole enterprise across the world is a significant priority, which is why we're backing this MIINT contest. It's important for our foundation in terms of building capability in impact investing across various nonprofit service providers. It's important for our capital markets group. So for the last finalist presentation, my last question was, how about green bonds? You might remember that. So green bonds is like a massive capital markets play for us. It's in the tens of billions of dollars, and it's growing pretty rapidly. So on the capital market side, it's a big deal. And on our investment management side that I represent with all our clients, it's also a pretty rapidly growing area. We've gathered about $10 billion assets under management in this space, growing at 20-25%. So it's a big priority for us. So I think all of you joining in this topic is important for the following reason. And I just want you to take this one message away. That if you think about the evolution of capital markets, which in our business we think about it quite a bit, that we started off by thinking about this in terms of securitization as a world, and efficient allocation of capital, and drove the kind of industrial growth that we have seen. So we all believe in capital markets. But in the 20th century, what did we learn? We learned through the Great Depression and the Great Recession that we recently had and stagnation, that risk is an important consideration. So only in the 1970s did we finally come up with, what's this risk return efficient frontier with like rigorous academic grounding that we can all make investment choices in. So we are at yet another turn, we strongly believe, in the 21st century, where we're going to balance risk, return, and impact. So that turn is happening now. And all of you are participating through this contest and through your interest in that evolution. So whether you're finalists or not, winners or not, just know that you're part of this amazing community around the world that's helping drive capital markets to do good. And that's the excitement that I have, that's the excitement my colleagues have, and that's the excitement I hope that all of you have as well. And so my only request of you is, let's stay connected. You should stay connected amongst yourselves. Stay connected with us. I've asked Jacob and Brian if we could not come up with some sort of a mechanism whereby we can, continue this conversation. So I wish we can do that, and I wish all the finalists good luck, and we'll see what happens during the announcement of the contest. Great. Thank you, Brian.
Thanks very much, Surya. So it's been a great 2 days. We've certainly again tripled the program. We were super excited to have the European contingent join us this year in such force. We do wish the Londoners would have left the weather behind. And next year's, with apologies to our friends from Chapel Hill, it was a big week for Philadelphia with Villanova winning the national championships. But next year we'll have 64 teams, and I'm kidding. And you'll be playing basketball. But I do want to, we've heard from the sponsors, you've met the judges, but I do want to just acknowledge the fact that the MIINT is a collaboration between Bridges and Wharton Social Impact, and you've met Jacob and Tyler and the team, and you've met Jennifer and Fatyan, who are working on this. But there is a steering committee of folks who don't get paid to do this. They are volunteering. They spend probably a couple of hours a month. They spend a ton of time advising the student teams, and without whom we really couldn't continue the program. And I just want to acknowledge the work that folks like Brian Walsh, Igal Kurtzenbaum from the Rockefeller Foundation, Joanne Gann, who used to be with us at Bridges, and unfortunately Tasha Seitz, who is at Impact Engine, is a coach of Kellogg and Booth, was sick. She was supposed to be facilitating the judging session, so if the outcome isn't good, we can blame Sasha's stomach flu and my facilitation. But the four of them really just go above and beyond the call of duty. They have no skin in the game other than investing in building the field, which is really what the MIINT is all about. So I want to just give a round of applause to those folks who are sort of unsung heroes. We also have a few advisors to the schools in the room. I know Jeff is here from LBS. I think Sarah from SEPA was supposed to come down. But we know that there are faculty, staff, members of the social impact centers on your campuses who give a tremendous amount of time for the work that you all do on your campuses, and we do acknowledge the work that they do, and we'd love to find a way to get more of them involved in the finals, because I think it would be very gratifying for them to see all the work that you put in and the final results. But most importantly, the MIINT is really about you and the students' leadership. You all came to business school perhaps with some question about how the interface between business, society, and the environment is changing, and how business itself might help accelerate that change, either for profit or for purpose. And each of you made a choice at the beginning of this year to decide to participate in a social venture competition on campus, or some of you might have made a choice to start one. And each of you has made a choice to articulate an investment thesis and to find a company. And our abiding interest is to continue this program in a way that this remains one of the best educational parts of your MBA program. And so if you haven't noticed, we have been super responsive to your feedback. The program has gotten better year after year. It can get better. Yesterday's coffee chats were an outgrowth of the fact that many people were flying in long distance, and that there was a lot of interest in career advisory. Today's student panel was a reflection of interest in learning across the schools. So if there are things that you think you want us to do differently or better next year, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. And also, as a reminder for folks, you should seek out your morning judges for feedback if you haven't already. We will try to give you additional feedback that synthesizes the handwritten forms that folks left, but sometimes the handwriting is hard to read, and nothing beats real-time feedback face-to-face. So without any further ado, I'm going to start announcing the prize winners. And first, I want to give out the prize for Best Diligence. Again, there were a ton of really impressive presentations. We all in the investment committee deliberations recognize that the quality of the presentations this year were better by far than last year, not just the finalists, but all of them. And there were 5 that we mentioned this morning as really exemplary in diligence in each of the subcommittees, but we wanted to acknowledge Columbia, SEPA, and Business School for the Best Diligence Award. We can do these after. Ron, this is a train. The MIINT program's over. You'll make your train, Ron. Great. And then as a reminder, there will be 3 investments this year. For clarification purposes, there are not suitcases full of cash at the elevator. The next steps for the 3 winning teams are to coordinate with Jennifer, to coordinate then with Ron and Brian Walsh. There is a little bit of additional legal diligence that needs to happen, and this typically happens in the next 4 to 6 weeks, but bear with the next steps. But there were really 5 phenomenal finalists, and I'd like to announce which one? There it is. I guess we're going to have 2 runner-ups. So the second runner-up, which is eligible for a $25,000 investment, is the team from York Schulich Legworks. And then the first runner-up is the Power Drive team, London Business School. And we had another bamboo plaque built, but in the hockey-crazed city of Philadelphia, somebody on the Wharton team thought it might be a good idea to actually have a MIINT cup. So the team that wins can drink champagne out of this all night long. We will engrave the team's name on it, and it can travel from school to school. And we might even upgrade it over time to something slightly less tchotchke-y, but it's a beautiful MIINT cup. And the winner of this year's first place for Best Impact Investment, yes, drum roll please, is MIT Sloan Destacado. So, last year, David Sanchez from MIT visited the MIINT finals. They didn't have a program, and he said, "We're going to be back next year." And they were back in force, and it just shows again the power of student initiative. And we really celebrate all of the teams for presenting what was a phenomenal finals. And we look forward to having all of you back next year for an even further expanded MIINT. So at this point, the program is closed. If there are housekeeping items that Jennifer needs for me to survey, there is a survey that you will pick up on the way out, and you will not get a drink at the reception until the survey is completed. Incentives. And there will be an email as well. Great. You've gotten an email. So with that, the program concludes. We invite you to join us for reception. There is apparently a legendary Wharton organized party that I've never heard about.
We need a note about that. It's also in the email.
Okay. And we'd like for the winning teams to come up for pictures with the judges and Ron and Brian, and we will see you on the other hallway in a minute. Thank you very much.